Hey guys, it's Miss Kaylee here. Today we're going to read Bubbleology, which is on page 44 in your packet. It has 7 questions. I've gone ahead and I've labeled them on the board. We're going to decode and annotate. So you know what we do first is we decode our questions, we pull out the skill, try to figure out what we're looking for within our text before we even read it. So we're going to scroll down to our questions. Okay, number 1. Based on information in the article, what are 2 ways that a bubble is like a membrane? Okay, and remember that when we decode our questions, we want to make it as short and simple as possible, pull out the skill, figure out what the question is asking us. Okay, so 2 ways a bubble is like a membrane. Okay, and I'll give you all a second to catch up. Number 2, according to the article, which of the following bubbles would last the longest? Okay, which bubble would last longest? Okay, and again, I'll give you time to catch up. I'm going to scroll down. Okay, number 3 is a Part A, Part B question, which I've already labeled up here. Part A, in paragraph 4, what does the word brace mean? It tells us where to look, so we're going to write paragraph 4. We also know we're looking for a word meaning. The word we're looking for is brace. Okay, and the meaning. Just a reminder, your Part B questions are asking for text evidence or asking for support to your Part A answer. Okay, this Part B question says, which 2 phrases from paragraph 4 best help the reader understand the meaning of brace? Okay, so we're still in paragraph 4. We're looking for 2 pieces of text evidence. Okay, so 2 TE. Okay, number 4. What does figure 1 help the reader understand about the bubbles? Okay, figure 1 is your image, which I'll hold up here. Okay, it shows bubble A and bubble B. This question wants to know, what does it help us understand? Okay, so figure 1, help us understand about bubbles. Okay, and I'll give you all a second to get that. Number 5, in paragraph 1, the author says that bubbles teach us about life. Highlight the sentence in paragraph 2 that provides evidence for the claim. Okay, so think of this question as a Part A, or a Part B to a Part A, because you're looking for support for information it already gives you. So you're looking for your Part B to this question. Okay, so we know we're looking in paragraph 1. Okay, and we're looking for evidence. Okay, so TE. Okay, to support that bubbles teach us about life. Okay, and I'll give you all time to catch up. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. Number 6 is also a Part A, Part B question. Part A says, what is the main point the article makes? Okay, another word for main point would be main idea. Okay, So main point or main idea is what you can write for part A. Okay, what's the big idea here? What's the article trying to tell us? Okay, and then part B, how does the structure of the article support your answer? So it's not just asking for regular part B, regular text evidence. Okay, how does structure help support part A? Okay, and we know we're talking about text structures here. Okay, so description, cause and effect, sequence of events, compare and contrast, problem and solution. Remember your text structures. Okay, and then number 7. Choose 2 main ideas from the text bubbleology. Okay, so we're not just looking for one, we're looking for 2 main ideas here. Okay, so what 2 main points is this article trying to make? Okay, I'm going to give y'all a chance to look at these again. Okay, and then we're going to read the text. Okay, and I'm going to annotate to the side here. I will just erase this. Okay, and we'll put our annotations up here behind us. Okay, so let's read the article. I'm going to scroll back up to page 44. Okay, there's a lot to be learned from a bubble. Bubbles can teach us about life, light, and strength. The wall of a bubble has 3 parts. There's an outer wall made of soap or detergent, a center wall made of water, and an inner wall that is also made of soap or detergent. The inside of the bubble is filled with air. The structure of the bubble's wall is very similar to that of membranes found in living creatures. Okay, so we had a question like this. Okay, number 1, based on the information in the article, what are 2 ways a bubble is like a membrane? Okay, so paragraph 1, we know bubbles like a membrane. Okay, and it doesn't give us specific reasons yet. Okay, but it tells us it's like a membrane, and it also tells us that it has 3 parts. Hey, paragraph 2, did you ever wonder how the food you eat gets from inside your stomach to inside your muscles? To get to your muscles, the food must first be digested. Then it must pass through a set of membranes into your blood. The nutrients then circulate through your arteries to your muscles, where they pass through another set of membranes into your muscles. The next time that you blow bubbles, look for a cluster of them and watch closely. If they don't pop too quickly, you will see that the air from the smaller bubbles will pass through the bubble wall into a larger bubble on the other side. This is very similar to the way that oxygen passes from your lungs through a membrane and into your bloodstream. The larger bubbles are sturdier because their walls are not curved as much as the walls of smaller bubbles. So if you look at your answer choices, it has walls that curve. It is very colorful. It is thin and delicate. It can separate light. It lets substances pass through. It lasts only a short time. Okay? Well, we know it doesn't say anything about light, and it doesn't say anything about it being colorful. Okay, so that can eliminate B and D. Okay, so it has walls that curve, and it lets substances pass through. Okay, those are good answers to look at. Okay, your correct answers here are it is thin and delicate. Okay, because think of a bubble doesn't last forever. It is thin and delicate, okay? And it lets substances pass through, okay? So for number 1, your answers are C and E. Okay, so we're going to continue with paragraph 2. Paragraph 3. Bubbles can also teach us about light. The light from the sun is made up of many different colors. Mixed together, they look white. However, it is possible to separate the different colors of light from each other with a prism. Small drops of water or ice crystals can work like a prism. You have seen this for yourself if you have ever seen a rainbow. The wall of a bubble can work the same way. That is why bubbles are iridescent. When light hits a bubble, it may look blue or it may look red. Okay, so iridescent is when you look at something and you see multiple colors. Kind of like something that's metallic. It has a silver appearance, but you can also see like pinks or blues. That would be what iridescent means. When light hits a bubble, it may look blue or it may look red. The colors seem to dance around the surface. The colors that we see depend upon the thickness of the wall of the bubble and how much it is bent. As water evaporates from the bubble and bubble walls become thinner and the colors change. Also, as the wind blows a bubble around, its wall bends, changing the color. Okay, so paragraph 3, bubbles are like prisms. Okay, in paragraph 2, small bubbles pass air to larger bubbles. Okay. Okay, so in paragraph 2, it mentions that smaller bubbles can pass air to larger bubbles. Okay, so look at number 2. It says, according to the article, which of the following bubbles would last the longest? A small bubble before the air inside passes to a larger bubble, a small bubble with thin, tightly curved walls, a large bubble made with soap or detergent and sugar, a large bubble with walls that bend in the wind and change colors. Okay, so even if we don't fully know our answer, we know that it's not a small bubble because the air passes from small bubbles to larger bubbles. Okay, so let's look at paragraph 4. Bubbles can also teach us how to make things stronger. Bubbles are usually very fragile. Okay, like we discussed, bubbles don't last forever. You can't hold them in your hand, you can't keep them. So fragile means easily broken or damaged. They can easily pop, but if we add sugar to the bubble solution, the bubbles are much sturdier. They will last for 2 or 3 times as long. This is because the sugar strengthens the wall of the bubble. The sugar dissolves in the water layer of the bubble's wall and takes the place of some of the water. Since the sugar does not evaporate as quickly as the water, the bubbles last longer. In addition, the sugar molecules are very large and stiff compared to water molecules. Like a large board nailed to the wall of a house, the sugar molecules brace the wall of the bubble to make it stronger. Okay, so your sugar becomes the sturdier walls of your bubble. Okay, so in paragraph 4, we find out that sugar can make bubbles stronger. Okay, so let's go back to number 2. We had already eliminated answer choice A and B. Let's look at C and D. A large bubble made with soap or detergent and sugar, or a large bubble with walls that bend in the wind and change colors. Okay, that becomes obvious that our answer for number 2 is C. Okay, we're going to go on and we're going to read that last paragraph. Paragraph 5. Bubbles are pretty incredible, but who knew? The observations that people have made about them have led to many questions and interesting answers that will help explain the world around us. Okay, number 5 ties in the fact that they've compared bubbles to molecules and membranes in our body. They've also compared bubbles to prisms. Okay, and they've also told you how to make bubbles stronger using sugar.